now that you know what the region currently does to manage biosolids, let's talk about how we will develop a strategy to manage biosolids over the next several years. Karun.
Okay, thank you again, Carla. As part of the background review of the biosolids strategy, we have identified some key opportunities to consider as we move forward with the biosolids strategy. This is not meant to be an exhaustive list, but just an illustration of some possibilities. These opportunities could include new infrastructure, providing flexibility and contingency for handling our biosolids, say in the event of emergency. A good example of this would be short-term storage of biosolids that is managed by the region. Another opportunity could be building on previous strategies where technology is introduced to further reduce volume. There is also the possibility of adding the ability to recover energy from biosolids. We can also consider upgrading the quality of our biosolids to increase opportunities to use them, even possibly create product value. Again, these are only some examples of the opportunities that we will be looking at as we develop the strategy. Shifting gears a bit, I want to explain the project structure as shown on the screen. Developing a strategy will require input from many different people across a range of areas of expertise, in addition to members of the Waterloo region community as a whole. The project is led by a team from the Water Services Division at the Region of Waterloo, for which I am the lead. We work in partnership with a consulting team of technical, planning, and communications specialists, such as Carla and Mike, led by Dillon Consulting. As shown, the project team receives assistance from three main committees: a stakeholder committee that provides feedback on key aspects of the strategy, and they represent various sectors of our community, such as community groups, academia, and industry. Next is a Project Technical Advisory Committee that provides technical and regulatory feedback on the strategy. They bring perspectives from municipal, regional, and provincial bodies involved in the management of biosolids. Third is a steering committee that provides strategic direction. It is composed of Regional Waterloo technical planning and communication staff, along with regional councillors. Along with these committees, the project is also committed to receiving input from the Waterloo region community at large through its public engagement program. We will be holding person-to-person open houses. We'll try to attend community events and participate in school-based education activities. We are also adopting a range of online tools to provide information opportunities for input. Once the strategy has been developed, it will be presented to Region of Waterloo Council, which holds the final authority to approve the strategy and put it into effect. Next, I'll go over the project process itself. There are 6 key stages in the project process leading to completion in about spring of 2018. The project schedule has been developed based on feedback from the public, the Project Technical Advisory Committee, and the Steering Committee. Back in March 2016, we completed stage 1 of the strategy, which resulted in the development of a project charter, which you can view on the project website. We are now in stage 2 of the project process, and will be releasing 2 reports. One will provide an overview of how the project will meet the requirements of the municipal class environmental assessment process, or commonly known as the Class EA process. A second document will provide a review of the region's current management approach. This webinar has covered the highlights of both of these reports. Stage 3 will be establishing a long list of alternatives and criteria. Then we move on to stage 4, which will evaluate that long list. Stage 5 will move to evaluate the short list of alternatives. Leading to stage 6 will be the recommended strategy to Region Council. To close off this section of the webinar, let's quickly go over some of the initial feedback we have heard through our first open house held back in November of 2015 and the survey that we held over this past winter. There are a number of main themes that have emerged from the conversations, with a number of issues that fall within each theme. In no particular order, under the theme of environment, we have issues related to climate change, pharmaceuticals contained in biosolids, energy consumption, any effects on habitat, biodiversity, wetlands, and groundwater, and issue regarding final use of the biosolids itself. Under health and safety, we heard issues related to worker health and safety and public health and safety. Under community impact and values, we heard issues related to the public perception of any of the alternatives developed, viewing waste as a resource, and agricultural needs. Again, this is feedback that we received from the survey. Continuing on, under the theme of infrastructure needs, we heard issues related to the efficiency of existing wastewater infrastructure and compatibility of new technologies with them. We also heard about new supporting infrastructure needs that are necessary, and security and flexibility of the options. Under the theme of logistics, we have heard issues related to locations for biosolids use and disposal, transportation, and storage. Under the theme of quality of life, there are issues related to truck traffic, visual impacts, and quite big odor and noise. And finally, under the theme of economic impact, there was issues related to the cost of new technologies and innovation. We also heard about just the normal construction cost, operation cost, and maintenance costs. Then we also heard about jobs. And interestingly, if you turn it a little bit differently, at forms of beneficial use leading to a revenue. So many of these themes and issues will be examined as we move along in subsequent stages of the strategy. And we thank all those who have provided feedback thus far. Note also that at this point, they are not set in stone. If you think of others or feel more strongly about one over the other, we have a survey online which you can tell us what issues matter most to you.